heart of yours. Go on, do it. Cut mine out. Kill the only person who's ever devoted themselves entirely to you. Go on. Do it. Do it. If you think killing me will bring back any of the love you've lost, you're wrong.
Hello. How is everybody today? Happy Thursday.
Hi.
Thank you for being here, Ashley. We're so excited.
Thank you for having me.
So, Salem is currently in season 2. Tell me about getting involved in the show. How did that all become about?
I read the first episode almost a year and a half ago now, and I loved it. It really jumped off the page. It was so dark. It was unlike anything else I'd ever read, anything else I'd ever been in. And then just being in it was a trip. We get to do some really cool things.
It's a very dark show. And,
it's really dark. And when we were shooting it, I don't think we realized how dark it was. But then when you watch it, there's some scary shit in there.
Like that clip that just scared the crap out of me.
That's just like a Tuesday for us. That was a chill day. We've had like bugs coming out of our mouths. We've had abortions in the woods. We've had someone being hung. It's scary.
And you do play a witch in this, Tituba.
I play a confirmed witch.
And she's kind of a villain.
She is. She's like a villain, but with reasons.
Yeah. And what's that like playing a witch? How is that for you to like kind of delve into this role?
I like it. I think the goody-goody characters are always more boring to play. You never get to do much, but the villains always have greater depth, I find.
And how did you come up with, the way your character presents herself, the dialect maybe, your language, things like that? It's
the
very
dialect
interesting.
has changed. Traditionally or historically, Tituba was a slave, and we think maybe she was from Barbados, but we don't really know, as is the nature of slavery. It wasn't really recorded. And so we toyed around with a Caribbean accent, but the producers didn't really like it. And then we scaled it way back, and I had a dialect coach work with me in creating an accent that just sounded like off, like you weren't sure where she was from. And then the producers hated that too, so like halfway through the season, they just had me be American. And that's fine.
Is it hard for you to kind of change your voice, or has it come
No,
naturally?
I think it happened gradually as well. I just gradually started phasing it out.
Yeah.
I have an okay ear for accents.
And did you research the reported Salem witch trials and all that
I did, and I read a lot about Tituba, but the best thing I read was a novel called I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem, which was a fictional account, but that was just so rich. It really got me in the mood for playing her.
What's it? You guys shoot in Louisiana, correct?
We shoot in Shreveport, Louisiana.
What's the set like? Can you describe it? Do you walk on set and you're like transported back to the...
Yeah, the set's amazing. They have all this land in the woods about 50 miles outside of Shreveport, and they've built a full life-size working village. We have a lake, we have a dock. Lots of the buildings are working. We can go in and out of them, which is rare. Usually when you see sets like that, it's just a facade, and ours aren't. We shoot in most of those buildings, which, I mean, I'm saying it now like it's a good thing, but really I would love to be in the studio in the air conditioning.
And what about the costumes? They're incredible.
The costumes are amazing. Joseph Poro, who's our costume designer, makes no concessions for comfort. You would think there'd be a zip in there somewhere. There isn't. Everything's like historically accurate from head to toe. I have now started sneaking and wearing comfortable shoes. Yeah. He doesn't like it. But you can't see them. He doesn't like it though. He wants it to be period correct all the time.
And on set, is it kind of like this creepy vibe? Do you feel a little like, checking your back every 2 seconds, or is it like totally different than when we're watching the show?
We have a good time. So there's a nice energy on set, but at night when we're shooting in the woods, it can be scary. I mean, you don't want to disappear to the bathroom by yourself because there's nothing out there, and it's really eerie. You can hear coyotes howling on the other side of the lake, and it's an awful noise. So creepy.
So tell us what's going on right now in season 2 without giving too much away, because the finale is coming up at the end of the month.
The finale's coming up. Season 2 is the Witch War, and for my character, there's a lot of development between her relationship with her and Mary Sibley. I think Tituba finally realizes that Mary couldn't care less about her. It's quite heartbreaking for Tituba. But Tituba's main focus has always been this grand right. She's really committed to making sure the Dark Lord, the devil, comes back on Earth. For her own reasons, she wants revenge on the Puritans. And by episode 10, I think, which might have aired, like, he's back. They deliver on the devil on Earth.
So what kind of crazy mischief is Tituba going to be up to towards the end of the season?
Without revealing too much, there's kind of a painful moment for Tituba. Her and Mary are definitely at odds now. They've totally split apart, but she has to pick a new side, and then she's punished for that in the last episode. I had a cool stunt, which I guess I'm not allowed to talk about.
And the cast is pretty amazing. You have Shane West, and you also work alongside your husband. What's that like on set to work together?
It's nice. In the beginning, he was really strict. Like, he wouldn't give me a kiss hello in the mornings. He was like super professional. He's relaxed a bit now because we're 2 seasons in, so sometimes I do sneak a kiss in. We don't have any scenes together, which I think is the key to it being so easy, because we can still talk about our day and I can still pretend to be interested because we didn't shoot the scene together.
Well, because it's nice because you guys can be together.
It's nice to be in Shreveport together because it's a lonely place, and I would then be apart from my husband for half the year if we weren't working together on this show.
You've worked with some incredible casts in the past as well, with Revenge, which just ended this year, which is one of my favorite shows. Tell me, when you look back on that, do you remember it fondly?
I do remember it fondly. I remember shooting that pilot. We shot the pilot in Wilmington, and I don't think any of us thought that it was going to be what it was, because there was nothing really out there like it at the time. It was the first soapy drama of its kind, and now there are lots of them, and we see that people love them, and I'm sure they're going to make loads more. But at the time, I wasn't convinced there was an audience for it, but there clearly was.
Oh yeah, it like skyrocketed, and it was around that time. I think it was 2010 when it came out, and we had like a bunch of scandal stuff starting,
which makes me so happy because those are the shows I want to watch.
Yeah. And so how was it for you? Did you watch the finale and, with a tear in your eye?
I haven't seen the finale. I actually haven't watched any episodes since season 1. And that's not shade at the show. It's just I don't like to watch myself. So
Well, you were kind of like a villain in that, too, a little bit.
She became a villain. She didn't start off that way. But that's the nature of television. They can do anything at any point.
Do you feel like Revenge helped you kind of launch forward into TV?
It definitely helped. I did a show before that called The Beautiful Life that shot here in New York that was cancelled very quickly. But I think Revenge helped.
And the fashion on Revenge was like
Fashion
to
on
die
Revenge
for.
was everything. I had a very patient and generous costume designer called Jill O'Hannison who really let me just fly with it. I've never worked with such a generous costume designer before. She would let me style the looks myself. She would bring a rack of clothes in that she felt would work for the character, and then between the two of us, we would create a look. And on the day, she would put all my jewelry, all my shoes, all my belts in my trailer, and I would like style the final look. It's unheard of usually that a costume designer would do that, but we had a great relationship.
Did you leave with any incredible outfits from that?
No, because ABC have a rule where anything over $100 is considered an asset, and it all goes into storage. And obviously, everything was over $100. I got nothing. I did get to wear some of Eva Longoria's clothes from Desperate Housewives, though.
Really?
Yeah, because they're in a big truck and they just...
I remember all those like fancy I don't know if anyone out there watched Revenge, but all those fancy Hamptons gowns when they had all these events, I was like, I want to wear that.
The money they spend on each episode for the clothes is mind-boggling. I mean, I certainly wasn't the lead of the show, and I was wearing gowns that were like $7,000 for like one scene.
And you're into fashion. Were you into fashion probably before Revenge?
I've been into fashion out of the womb.
And so tell me, you have this amazing blog called Ring My Bell. Tell me how that came about and what's it all about.
That came about because I had moved to New York to do this show, and my husband's a keen photographer, and he would always take pictures of me. So it became kind of an online diary as a way for my family at home to see what I was up to. Ooh, someone hurt themselves. And very quickly, the more I was in the blogging world, the more I kind of knew which blogs I enjoyed, which were personal style blogs. I was reading Fashion Toast and Song of Style and Sincerely Jules, and I was really inspired by what those girls were doing. I just wanted to join in.
You're up there now with like the Lauren Conrads. I know Blake Lively has her own blog. Reese Witherspoon just launched it.
And those girls are those are amazing blogs. But I started mine before anybody gave a shit about my acting career. So I still feel like a blogger. Even though I was acting then, they didn't really go hand in hand. I think a lot of people become successful actresses and then start a blog. My blog was there from the beginning.
And do you see a future in fashion at all? Would you design your own line, or maybe?
I really respect the art of designing, and I don't think that I could be a designer. I would love to collaborate with someone, though, and give my opinion and maybe develop a line that way, but I don't think I could ever put my hand up and say I'm a designer. I mean, Victoria Beckham does it, and she does it really well, but it's an art.
Yeah. And it's it's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job.
So tell me, though, you do have a partnership that just launched with Reebok.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that collaboration.
That came about because I'm a huge sneaker fan. People don't really know that about me because my blog is quite heel orientated, but I'm a huge sneaker fan. I worked in a sneaker shop growing up. I wore Reeboks growing up. So when the opportunity came out to collaborate with them, I was right on board. And it made sense for me because it's the first time a sneaker brand and a beauty brand have collaborated, and those are both things that I'm really into.
It's incredible. The amount of work that goes into these collaborations that no one sees behind the scenes, how much work you put in. Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't inspire you to kind of launch your own sort of.
I mean, I definitely would want to. I haven't done it yet. But it's a lot of work, and I don't think there's time for it while I'm on Salem.
Speaking of a lot of work, social media these days is a lot of work. But
that's a full-time job.
You're very present on social media.
Tell
me how you go about sharing things and posting. And
I just keep it real. I don't have anyone do it for me. I think you can tell when someone has like a team running their social media and it's like loads of exclamation points. It's super sunny. Hey, check me out today. I don't like it. I can't. It doesn't feel real to me. So I just post when I want, what I want, probably to the disappointment of my team.
Oversharing, not a problem, right?
If I have something in me and the spirit moves me to talk, then I talk on it.
The spirit of Salem,
the
probably,
spirit of Salem.
Perhaps. Well, I do want to open it up to some audience questions. I'm sure there are some fans out there, so raise your hands if you want to ask Ashley a question. Don't be shy. Oh, we got one in the back.
Hi.
Hey, Ashley, congratulations on your success. I love Salem. Looking
Thank
forward
you.
to the finale. Question, growing up, did you watch the horror genre? Like, what was your favorite genre of film to watch?
I wouldn't say horror, I would say thriller, but I do enjoy the zombie genre. So I've seen a lot of zombie movies, and my favorite would have been 28 Days Later, because I thought it was such a fresh take on that. It's scary that they run. When they run, that's it, it's over. Zombies running is unfair. I love that film.
Do you believe in like the supernatural at all and being on a show like Salem?
I like to err on the side of caution, because I feel like people who say they don't believe in it are asking to be haunted. So I'm just going to say,
I believe in it.
I respectfully believe in it. Please don't haunt me.
Anyone else? Up in the front. It's like a maze out there today.
What's next for you now that Salem is wrapping up with the second season?
Dude, I'm back on the grind. I'm auditioning like the rest of those actors out there. I want another job.
Are you looking into more TV or perhaps movies?
I would love to do a movie, and not because I think TV is not great, because I do. I mean, it's been my career, and there's so many great stories to tell on television right now. But such is the nature of television contracts, you're not actually allowed to do any other TV while you're signed to another TV show. So I couldn't.
Do we know about a season 3 of Salem yet?
We don't know, not officially. I feel good about it. I'm probably putting a curse on it now. I feel good about it. I feel like there'll be a season 3.
Story can definitely keep going. Oh.
Hi, I'm from Cambio. It's one of AOL's websites for millennial girls.
Hi.
Hi, and we would like to know, who are your all-time fashion icons?
All-time fashion icons. Bianca Jagger. Love her so much. Kate Moss. And I really like Alexa Chung. I love her kind of nonchalance that she has to the way she dresses. And Zoe Saldana has pretty rad red carpet style as well. Hi.
It's on. I think it is. I wanted to know, is there a difference, do you find that there's a difference between blogging in LA and blogging in London?
The main difference would be the weather. Like, In London, you have to plan that stuff out. Where am I going to shoot today? Is it going to be raining? Oh, look, it's grey. We don't have any lights. It's easier to blog in LA, I found. There's quite a big blogging scene in Los Angeles, though, which I'm beginning to realize I'm probably a part of now. The main difference is the weather. We don't have any constraints in Los Angeles. I'm wearing shorts all year round.
We have one more question up here.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
What would you say is the hardest thing you've had to face in this business?
Rejection. Rejection's brutal. I don't think you ever get over it. I still want to hate myself when people don't give me the job. What can you do? You have to just get up and keep doing it. And I'm married to an actor as well, so I take on his rejection. What did they mean they didn't hire you? It's like he's my son.
It's like double rejection.
Yeah, double rejection. And I hate them. I get all in my head. I can't bear them. They didn't hire you? Ugh.
Do you find it's hard to find roles for strong female characters out there, or do you read a ton of scripts that you're super interested in?
I definitely don't read a ton of scripts I'm super interested in. I mean, it's difficult for everyone. I'm sure all actors struggle. We all want more jobs. As a woman of color, I think I definitely find it even more difficult. I can't tell you how many times I've read scripts where I'm the sidekick or I'm the friend or where I think I'm going to have a great part or I end up just being the sidekick, as in Revenge. I think I'm lucky in Salem. I have great stuff to do. But even then, I will challenge the writers and I'll be like, listen, it's been 2 episodes and I've just been like holding a candle next to Mary. Stop it. And I feel like I have to do that. I have to do that.
So you must feel amazing, though, that there's shows out there like Blackish and Empire and Scandal and even Grey's Anatomy still that have such diversity on TV.
Yeah.
Do you feel like TV's kind of conquering that a little more than film?
TV is conquering that more than film, but I will say this about television. It's all about trends. So you remember a few years ago when there was nothing but vampire shows on TV because those are what people were watching, so then TV networks are like, oh, great, vampires sell. Now diversity is selling, so more. That's what we're getting more of, which is great for me and great for other ethnic actors too. But, I mean, it's a great time for strong women of color in television, definitely. And it's great that they're not like teenagers either. Like these are real women.
And people are clearly interested in watching it.
So into it. I mean, I'm obsessed with Scandal. I love How to Get Away with Murder.
Forgot about that one. That's a great show.
Empire. Who doesn't want to be Cookie?
I do. Do we have any other questions out there? No? We're good? All right, last chance. Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for being here. This has been incredible.
Thank you
and
for
I can't wait to watch the end of Salem. Catch up if you haven't watched it yet.
Thank you.